From selecting a new Seattle City Councilmember to a spotlight on Indigenous fashion, it's all coming up on Seattle News Now. Hello, I'm Brian Callanan. The City Council is getting closer to picking a replacement for departing District 4 Councilmember Rob Johnson. Johnson left before the end of his one term in office. His last day was April 5th. 13 qualified candidates have applied to finish out his term until the elections in November. After a public hearing with the applicants on April 15th, the council plans to make a decision on Johnson's replacement as required by city ordinance before April 25th. The council is also considering some additions to Mayor Durkan's $213 million library levy proposal. The council is discussing plans to add funding to keep all 27 library branches open for another hour from Monday to Thursday. There's also a plan to add money for programs involving children younger than 4. The mayor's plan, as proposed, would cost a median homeowner about $1.58 more per month than the existing levy. Keep it here on Seattle Channel for updates from the council on the levy, which will go before voters August 6th. Seattle City Light says it will have an outside investigator look into what caused the recent collapse of 26 power poles near the Museum of Flight. The poles smashed into the car of a couple from SeaTac on April 5th on East Marginal Way in Tukwila. Somehow, no one was seriously hurt, though more than 16,000 people lost power during the incident. City Light says a contractor inspected these poles in 2016, and none were identified as safety hazards. City Light says it's going through a national search to find a third-party investigator and says it will engage an appropriate firm as soon as possible. The City of Seattle, King County, and the Seattle Foundation have joined together to create the first-ever Regional Census Fund. The fund will provide $1 million to help community organizations prepare for the upcoming census in 2020. The census is designed to count everyone, but the federal government is attempting to add a citizenship question, which has not been part of the census for nearly 70 years. Advocates are concerned such a question could suppress the census count, which could lead to the loss of federal funds for Medicaid, food stamps, and more. If you'd like to join a nationwide effort to help the environment on Earth Day, you're invited to help volunteers at Seattle's Washington Park Arboretum. The event, led by the Student Conservation Association, runs from 9 to 1 on April 20th. The work includes removing invasive species, weeding, and mulching planting beds. Gloves and project supplies will be provided. And a long-running tradition is returning to Seattle, the Cherry Blossom and Japanese Cultural Festival. The festival runs from April 26th through the 28th at the Armory Building in Seattle Center and features live performances including taiko drumming, as well as art, food, and games. The festival was founded 40 years ago in appreciation of 1,000 cherry trees gifted to Seattle by the Japanese government to celebrate the U.S. bicentennial. Finally, check out an Indigenous art show at the Seattle Art Museum on May 2nd. The Hout Show will feature contemporary Native designs, walking the runway to the beat of a powwow drum. There's an art market and information on intertribal regalia, too. The event runs from 5 to 8:30 in the evening. To learn more about any of the stories you've seen here, log on to seattlechannel.org/Seattle News Now. I'm Brian Callanan, and I'll see you next time on Seattle News Now.